Hello, this is a 5-minute completely and utterly unprofessional review of Kerbal Space Program. So in that light, let's get 5 minutes up on the timer. Okay, so Kerbal Space Program is a game where you put Kerbals into space, so the name is pretty spot on for that. The way you put the Kerbals into space is build spaceships, which, you know, it sounds pretty obvious really. The actual Spaceship Creator, though, is really good. You don't just have this default spaceship, and here it is, and here's the Kerbal, and up you go in space and just do whatever you want to do. No, you have to build it in stages. So here's one I prepared earlier, and with this one, these hold it up while it's on the landing bay. These rockets will launch first. When I hit spacebar, this will trigger. When I hit spacebar again, this will trigger, which is these rockets detaching, and another rocket going off, and again hit spacebar, and the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage. And your main goal is to get your Kerbals. Well, your main goal isn't to get your Kerbals into space, not really. Your main goal is to get science, in the particular mode that I'm playing, is to get science to unlock more parts to put your Kerbals further and further. Because not only do you have space, but you have multiple planets and moons orbiting these planets, roughly based on our solar system, but with their own names. So, like, it's not Earth, it's Kerbin. And ideally, to get your Kerbal back. I have several ships that are orbiting with Kerbals who will probably never come home. Moment of silence for them, but it's a 5-minute review, so we won't have too long of silence. The actual graphics in the game and physics are absolutely awesome. If I show you my ship launching, I don't know if I'll get into orbit in 3 minutes 20 seconds remaining. I should also mention as well that my ship uses a lot of modded items. There are a lot of mods to this game. There is one downside to the mods though. They don't use Steam Workshop, which means every time the game updates you have to go and hunt your own updates to the mods. The same as when the mods update, you have to go and hunt down the updated version, which is very annoying when you've got Steam Workshop. I don't understand the developers' reasons for doing that. I'm sure they have them, but alright, so let's just tell that to go up. There we go. Now, we'll turn that down. Now, the physics in the game, you've got aerodynamics as well as gravity, and recently they added, or I say recently, I stopped playing for quite a massive amount of time, came back to it in the last few days. They've added re-entry effects that are not just aesthetic. It used to be on re-entry you get this nice little red cloud go across here, and as the heat sinks sort of burn, and it just looks really, really cool. Now you get this nice little red thing that burns, and it looks really, really cool, and then bits of your ship fly off. Which is like, yeesh. But, you see? One of the things I really love about this game, and I don't think I'm going to have time to actually get into space to show you, but I might be able to show you one of the other ships, is when you're in 0G and you activate certain things, and they sort of detach, and you just got them floating alongside you. It's just a cool effect. You see at the moment I'm going so fast that I'm getting turbulence. Aerodynamics actually play a factor in this game, hence the amount of little wings. I'm not a particularly good creator of spaceships, so, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this blows up. But this is one of the really cool things about this game. Sometimes when things go horribly wrong, it's awesome. If you look at the, on my YouTube channel, if you look at the very first Let's Play I've done since coming back to the game, there's a couple of times where the ship blows up, and you'll see me on camera literally just going, oh, because I really felt bad for the little Kerbal that was in the little spacecraft. I couldn't help feeling slightly responsible given that I built the spaceship. This is actually doing quite well. Typical. It looks like that engine's dead, so we'll detach that one and go to the next one. And again, all these different stages, it's just cool. Right, well, we're down to about 30 seconds on the clock, so do I recommend this game? Oh yes. Oh hell yes. You're going to be very hard pressed to find any game that is as good as this. I've seen a lot of attempts to come close to it. I'm not going to mention names because I can't think of any names at the moment. But Kerbal's one of the very first sort of vehicle building games that I've really got into. and yeah, I cannot recommend it highly enough. So it's cheap, or fairly cheap, so if you want to pick it up, go and see, and we're out of time. Hope you enjoyed the little review, and don't forget to like and subscribe.